Well, here we go, ladies and gents. The day has arrived. Football Manager 22 is released, which means we can start a new journey of Unemployed to Unstoppable. So here we are creating the game. We've gone English leagues down to the north and south. And I've put Serie B on there as well. More in kind of homage to the save rebuilding Vicenza, which just concluded with my sacking. Maybe we'll dip through there on this journey to try and redeem ourselves somewhat. General rules for the save then is we will start unemployed as an ex-Sunday League footballer. We'll just go on holiday and apply for any job that comes up, and that will begin the journey. And again, we'll manage whichever club we get first, and we'll utilise job opportunities, promotions, anything we can to try and make our way all the way up to the Premier League and start competing for European and domestic honours. So yeah, with that being said, we will get in and create a profile and see what we can do. Take a little while to set up the database. So again, I mean, put in the comment section if you've started your games yet. I know it's only come out today. I was excited to get started, more to find out which team we're going to be. The only caveat I would say to that is if we somehow end up at Wealdstone again, like we were last season, I'll just not go for that job. Because it'd be nice to do something a little bit different and have a slightly different journey this time around. So yeah, we'll see. I'd say I'm quietly confident of making our way to the Premier League, but following the sacking from Vicenza, as you all may or may not have seen, my confidence has been knocked ever so slightly. But we'll see what we can do. I'm really excited about the new features in FM22, getting a hold of a club and trying to develop it. So yeah, we'll see what pastures it brings to us and whether we can succeed. It should just take another minute or so. What I'll do is I'll just stop the save and I'll bring you back as we get onto the next page. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So we've gone through, we've made the character look as much like me as it can. Obviously there's not many candy floss optical illusion balding head men going available, so I've got it as close as I can. No coaching badges, ex-Sunday League footballer, so stats are really minimal, which should see us end up at a right royal, bottom of the club, bottom of the division team. So we'll confirm that and we'll start playing. So there we go. That's the previous saves. So what I'll do is make a new one. Unemployed to Unstoppable. And we will see how we get on. So first thing we'll do is we'll just go on manager holiday and we'll apply for every job there is. For those who are unfamiliar with the go on holiday feature, you can just disappear and essentially AFK from the computer and the game will run in the background. I will apply for any club and then you go on holiday indefinitely and it'll just keep ticking over and over and over until the point you either get offered a interview or a job. So I'll click that. I'll let you see what it looks like when it churns away. There you go. And it stopped quite quickly. So again, it summarises all the jobs you've applied for and been rejected for. Somewhere along the top of this list, there will be a Curzon Ashton. Let's do it. Let's go into the interview. So for those who haven't been in before, you get an array of different options you can pick. So again, current vision, work within the wage budget, all the normal stuff. Avoid relegation, reach the 4th qualifying round, FA Trophy first round. And yeah, after that it's only looking for a top half finish. So yeah, that all looks good for us as a first club. We're an inexperienced manager, and if you're in the job centre looking for a managerial job, you would snap Curzon Ashton's hands off. Well, I think it's a fair target. I'm trying to think where's the... Yeah, happy to agree with the budget. Is there anything we would like to ask for? No. I just want the job. And again, we leave the meeting. Are we open to working abroad? Yeah, of course we are. We'll work anywhere. And again, we then just go back on holiday. and see if we were successful or not. So any clubs, indefinitely, and again it should jump back if we're either successful or if some other job offers become available. And we'll see how it goes. My light's looking a little bit dull at the minute, so I may just change the lighting for the next part. There we go. We've got an approach for a job. Curzon Ashton. Start negotiations. We're not going to ask for anything extra. 11-month contract, £525 a week. Seems pretty reasonable to me. And that should be as in the first job of the season. So there we go, Curzon Ashton. Hi William. So Mark Williams, new manager of the club, 40-year-old, time away from football. And yeah, we can get straight into the start of the game. Reputation 1-star, media prediction 21st. No director of football, no assistant manager. Year founded 1963. That's the kind of anticipated assessment of what the best starting lineup would be. Again, we'll go through all that in a minute. For those who are familiar, I'll click through initially, and then we'll go back and we'll look through the players. I'm not going to go through every single induction because I played the beta. It can't be too much different. We'll have a press conference with the media. We'll have an inter-squad friendly, and we'll meet the backroom staff every fortnight. I had it every week previously, and it was getting a bit too much for me. Again, we're not going to look at people who are in the last years of the contract. We'll delay all that decision until we understand the finances of it. Season expectations. Again, they all look good. No transfer budget. We have a little bit of wage budget. I think we've got £400 a week left. So there is a little bit of stretch in there, but not a great deal. We'll confirm that. Tactics induction. We will create a tactic now. We'll skip all that. I don't think park the bus. I think probably for this team, and normally these little thumbs up, just for those who haven't played before or are unfamiliar, they give you a little indication of what the coaching staff or the game thinks would best suit the players you've got at your club. So I think direct counter attack is probably what we're going to go for. And it gives you a visual representation of what that would look like. So again, it's just get the ball up the pitch quickly. Formation wise, it's looking at a 4-4-2, good old bog standard 4-4-2 direct football. We'll have a bit of that. So that's given us a rough base plate of what we can kind of look at. We'll get into the squad then. Again, we'll skip that. It looks like a very small squad. One of the first things to do again is to just sort it by ability. So straight away you can see your left back's your best player. You've got a midfielder on the right, Adam Thomas. We do have two good strikers, so straight away I'm thinking 4-4-2 probably doesn't look too bad. We'll just put a couple of people in positions now to see how that sits out. We've got a left back. No, what team is here? And we'll just get through and we'll just populate these a little bit just to get a feel for what we may or may not be lacking. First thing, I mean, we're looking out on midfielders here. We don't really have any midfielders, maybe a second centre half. I mean, I'm talking of a wish list already. We might not have the budget to do some of these things. So we may need to retrain somebody in one of them positions. Midfielder. So again, down to 3-star. We're pretty much populating the team. Alex Curran, again, he plays attacking midfielder left. He can also fill in that position on the left-hand side. So again, he does fit the mould for there. So all we're really missing then is that defence centre, which is Marcus Porsche. And that kind of completes your starting lineup. You can have a look at the squad depth then to see what areas might be weak longer term. So beyond the front two, we've not really got many equivalent players up front. Again, I would say midfield's looking a little bit like the engine room of your team, really. You're going to get a lot of injuries. You're going to have to churn and rotate in that area. So having just the 2 3-star players leaves us a little bit light in that area. And again, we've got two fairly strong centre halves, but we could do with a third one for that rotation. So all in all, I don't actually think this is too bad a squad. Dynamics will be fairly low because we've just taken over. Okay, we've done the tactics. You can't get the data hub initially. Staff-wise then, we've got some gaps, so I'll look at plugging some of these gaps. We've got 3 vacancies in the coaching team. And again, for those who've not played before, it gives you a 0 of 1 for what positions you can hire. So we'll look to hire them. We'll look to get a couple of scouts, a chief scout and a director of football, and we'll look for a head physio as well. So I'll look to populate them to try and bring us up into parity with the other teams in and around us. We're in the National League North, so again, there's some strong teams in there. Spennymoor's a team I'm familiar with. But yeah, not too bad. So what I'll do is I'll go and assess the squad. I'll look at putting out some ads for the coaching staff. I'll have a quick assessment of what we've got in terms of your wage budget and your transfer budget. So £380 a week. And then after that, we'll look at maybe bringing some trialists in certain positions to see if they can bolster the squad. So stay tuned. I'll do a bit of an assessment and then I'll come back to you. And I promise I'll fix the lighting as well. So stay tuned and I'll see you shortly. And welcome back. The lighting's been fixed a little bit. Let there be light. We've got a chance to introduce ourselves to the squad now. So we'll just say, welcome, any questions. It's the first time we've met them. They won't know who I am. I certainly don't know who they are, although I recognise Nick Knowles from the telly. I'm not sure it's the same guy, but it's going to stick with him, I think. I'm not going to make them any promises because we've got no money to make any promises. I think we're going to try and avoid the drop. Bit of a mixed bag. Let's say then. Stay clear. Sort of reference we're after. I made a mess of that. I've lost the train of thought. And we finalised the code of conduct at the end. Is always a good one to kind of bail you out of trouble. I did click on the wrong button halfway through, reference the FA Cup. I don't think we're going to do anything in the FA Cup, so I'm not quite sure why I did it. But yeah, upset a couple of players, always a great start to a new campaign. I'm not going to go through the dynamics or the training induction. Oh, it's going to make me. I'll go off camera and we'll click through. I have put in some offers for some staff. I did briefly dip into the scouting market to see if there was anyone available on a loan, for example. But we don't have many scouts at the minute, so I'm just waiting for some more info to come in before I get the scouts out and we can assess who would be a good fit for this club. So stay tuned, I'll be back again shortly. And welcome back. So we are on the cusp of the first game of the season. We've assessed the squad. We've had a few players in on trial. We've still got Sonny Graham in on a trial. Chris Wood was in as well, who's just left. And we also had Sam Allardyce. Now, I'm quite keen on maybe trying to make an offer for Sonny Graham because our scouts have assessed him as having League 2 potential. If I can just get the report up. So yeah, potentially League 2 standard. He would be a good addition to the squad in the guise of that building longer term. So we will put an offer in for him. And the scout player so far, he's the one that's come up best. We will try and take his wage down a touch. 11-month contract, and just see if we can get him in to bolster the midfield, looking onwards to the season after. So yeah, I'll get the squad ready and everything, and yeah, we'll see how we go on the first game of the season. So stay tuned, and I'll bring you back for the starting lineup. And here we go then. So starting lineup for the first game of the season. In charge of Curzon Ashton away at Chester. We've got Renshaw in goals, Waters at left back with Wilson and Flowers in the centre defence, Challoner at right back. Got Lucy and Whittam in the middle of the pitch with Thomas on the right, Curran on the left. McKay in a pressing forward role, and Knowles as the advanced forward. Now Knowles, he was on a part-time contract. Not everyone here was on a full-time contract. I did offer him a contract, hence where some of the wage budgets disappeared too, because he was actually assessed as being one of the chances of a top scorer for the league. So I've made the move to spend some of our budget in keeping him here longer term. Hopefully he will be able to secure the goals we need. But yeah, I think we're ready. Training's been good. We're still waiting on a couple of scouts coming in to fill the final staff positions. But I think we're probably going to have to go with the squad we've got. We don't have a lot of wage budget to bring many more in. Like I said, Sonny Graham, who we've put in an offer for as an investment for the future, I think would be a shrewd move if we can pull it off. But yeah, we're not going to be able to bring in 3 or 4 players, even on free transfers, because the wage budget is just not there. Bear with me and I will sort out this horrendous view. I don't know why it's reset the view. No. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, we get this right. I'll take a little bit of fettling. Don't want replays on. Don't want extended. We just want key highlights. And I think we're happy with that. So we'll get into the game, see what we can get. Hopefully we'll get some highlights for us playing in pink in our away shirts. And hopefully we can start the season with a positive result, whether that's a draw, a win, or just even seeing us get our first goal of the season. It's something to build from. It'll give us an evaluation of whether we're creating enough, whether we need to change the lines of engagement, go deeper, higher, play offside, or just change the style of football we're playing. But again, until we play our first couple of games, we won't really know. As Chester get a chance there, and it goes wide. We just need to evaluate. It's always hard in the first, I would say 4 or 5 games to try and assess where your players are. I don't want their formation, I want ours. I don't want Chester's stats. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it doesn't default to your own stats. Yeah, we'll go on the visualizer. And that's a bit more familiar with us. We can see our own players, our own formation, and we can react to that accordingly. So 25 minutes into the game nearly, we've not really created anything as of yet. But again, playing on a cautious approach, away from home, just getting a feel for the team and the players. I just want to see how people perform in these first couple of games, because it'll set the benchmark and whether we need to change it or not. Nick Knowles up front, I think, is going to be a mainstay for the season. Jack Mackay normally plays as a poacher. We've got on pressing forward role at the minute. So again, these rules aren't all set in stone. I normally like to have a ball-winning midfielder and then one central midfielder with a bit more license as well. Takes a free kick into the box. Harry Flowers gets in there, but it's been disallowed. So, yeah. Bit disappointed. I thought we just got our noses in front there and it's been unceremoniously stopped. We'll bring Ailey on for the injury in midfield. And again, that's what I said, the weak area when we assess the squad. I don't think we have enough players in the middle of the park to realistically rotate and keep us fresh game in, game out. So it's something we'll keep an eye on. Hopefully we can bring in at least one reinforcement. I don't think we can do anything really in the loan market, because again, when you loan players, they want you to play 100%, pay 100% of their wages. So it's not something we can do. So we get a throwing down the left-hand side. Waters goes long, flicks it on. Daly picks it up, plays into the edge of the box to Thomas, into Curran. Whittam Thomas. It's just gone over. So again, encouraging signs. We have had a goal disallowed. We have had another highlight. So it's not too bad as it stands. As free kick comes in, a corner comes in for Chester, but it's been got away. Knowles not having the greatest of games at the minute, but again, I think it's going to take a few matches for players to ease their way in and find out who they're playing with. You normally get a line going between them once they develop a bit of an understanding. I think it'll take 3 or 4 games at least before we see any kind of semblance of a regular team. We'll just have a quick look at Knowles. Again, he's a poacher, so Chester with another free kick. It's been got away. I might just tweak Knowles' role. Advance forward at the minute. I wonder if we can play him in a poacher role. And just see if we can play off his strengths. Currently playing a 6.3, which isn't great. I will shout some encouragement. This free kick comes in from Chester. And we managed to get it away. So again, they've threatened again. They've had a lot more chances than we have. But we've managed to keep them at bay for now. Nick Knowles still not really playing as good as I'd like him to play. He's picked up to a 6.4, but again, it's probably down to the fact we're not getting enough chances in the box to him as it stands. And again, we'll look to tweak that. I'm quite keen to have a bit more involvement with the data hub this time round, but it takes a good 4 or 5 matches before you can actually use that information to see how you can improve your squad. There's one shot on target for a game away from home against Chester. Isn't ideal, but again, it's something to build on, something we can look at and try and improve from. 86 minutes on the clock then. Mackay did win the ball back, but we've given it to Chester and he's fired in from the edge of the box. So with just minutes to go, we've given the game away. Sloppy play from Mackay, given the ball away, and we've let in a shot from the edge of the box, which we defended all game without too much hassle. But yeah, come unstuck in the final few minutes. It looks like Chester are going to get another chance here. Ball over the top, but it's gone wide. So yeah, we've gone from having a goal disallowed to being a goal down. So it's not the ideal start to the season. We'll have to pick players' heads up, have a bit of a tweak of the player roles, see if we can create a bit more chances. And it might be a case of actually we just go a bit more attacking as Daly Watts gets the ball into the box, but it's Chester's keepers managed to pick it out of the air and nullified any threat that we were possessing as we go into the final minute and the whistle goes. So 1-0 defeat away at Chester. And we've picked up an injury as well to Flowers. So all told, that's not a great start to the season. So it was a good effort. We did hold out for the majority of the game. But Chester have undone us there. What I'll do is I'll just have a quick click through to... so he's out for 5 to 6 weeks with a twisted ankle. So that just means we really need to get somebody in. And what I will show you is... I can't remember where it was I was going. Bear with me 1 second. I was about to show you something, but it's gone out of my head. There we go. I'm just going to pause it while I jog my memory. Memory jogged Satis. So what I was going to show you, the pre-season expectation preview from the press. So there you go. We're down at 50-1, expected to finish about 19th. Now there isn't too much gap between the teams in the lower half, and there are 3 teams significantly below us. We've just played Chester in 8th at 18-1. If we don't bring any players, it's not going to get any better. As I've shown, there are 2 players that we've got potential bids in for. We've got Sonny Graham, who's touted to become a League 2 player, and we've got Andre Jones, who's a little bit better currently now, but he's only going to be a Vauxhall national player through his potential. So in an ideal world, we get Graham, but either one of them carry the gap that we've just developed in midfield. Moving forward, should give us a better chance of having a successful season. So yeah, there we go. That's the start of the season. That's where we are. As you can see, not a lot in the wage budget. I'll keep the scouts going out and about looking for players, but unless we offload somebody, I can't see us bringing anybody in. And if I just... Oh, why can't it? There we go. So we've only got a squad of 19 players. Normally I like to have about 25. We don't have anybody in an under 18 squad. So this is going to be a real struggle, but it's a challenge we're up for. It's a challenge I'm excited about, and it means we can bring in the players we want and develop them the way we want. We need to drive potential high, even if we get some slightly lower free transfers later on in the season or January. We need to drive all these up as high as we can. so that we're getting high potential players to grow and push our way up the league. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. I've seen we've got 9 subscribers now. It'd be nice to get to 10 before the end of the season. Thanks to all them who've been watching and supporting the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode in a couple of days' time. Stay tuned. Take care.